Ladies and gentlemen. Woo-hoo, that nigga Fro looking hard as fuck. You feel me? Alright, let me get back to my higher self though. So look, I got a very important video for you guys today. Now this is pretty interesting, okay? This shit has some gems. Now if you are a 2000s baby, most likely you remember the show. So the video topic is Edd, and Eddy, Red Pill Truth. Okay, so y'all remember the show Edd and Eddy? It's old as fuck, right? But it was 3 boys. One was Ed, the other one was Edd and Eddy. One had ED, one had EDD, and the other one had EDDY. Alright, now I can't remember which one was Ed. I just know that was their 3 names, alright? So in that show, it was 3 individuals, right? And this shit ain't gonna be long, but it has a lot of truth in it. I'm telling y'all, they put the truth in these shows. When you was a jit, you know, you was blue pill. You ain't understand about certain shit. You feel me? You just looking at it like it's... Damn, I look good as fuck. My bad, man. My energy good as fuck. You feel me? Y'all getting some good energy tonight, dog. So listen. In that show, right, it was 3 individuals, 3 boys. They was friends. You know, they've been friends their whole entire life, right? So in that movie, right, what was their main priority? The grind, the purpose, right? They was focused on their purpose. They was focused on what? Getting to what? That bread, right? So in this show, you seen these individuals focusing on one particular goal, and that was it. They were focusing on what? Jawbreakers. Everybody in that show craved and loved jawbreakers. Now I'm feeling great as fuck right now. You have no idea. But listen, every day these individuals, these 3 boys were on their grind, bro. Day in, day out. Day in and day out. They was on a fucking grind, right? Trying to get what? Money for what? Jawbreakers, right? They was on a purpose, right? Even though it was minuscule, but I remember when I was younger, there was an episode where they started a whole business off that shit. You feel me? They created their own jawbreaker business. Like they just were obsessed and loved jawbreakers, bro. You get what I'm saying? And when I was little, when I used to see them had that big ass candy in their mouth, like, no homo. That shit, whenever I got a jawbreaker in real life, I used to be doing the same thing like this. No homo, no homo, no. I know somebody gonna be on some shit, but I don't give a fuck. Having a great time right now. I'm feeling great. So, dude, in that movie, right, or that show, they did make movies, but it was a show. You seen them constantly, day in, day out, focusing on the grind, focusing on getting to what? That bag, right? Trying to get this jawbreaker. They were focused and determined men, right? They were little boys, but we gonna call them men. They were on their grind, day in, day out. They didn't give a fuck about women. They didn't give a fuck about what people thought of them. All they knew was purpose, 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 grind, 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 success, 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 jawbreakers, you feel me? They was focusing on that shit. They wasn't focusing on everything else. Now, remember, in this show, right, it was 3 females, horny females. They was horny as fuck, but it was truth about how women are today, right? It's not that these females were horny. It's in a woman's biology to what? Chase a man who is self-improving. Chase a man who is on the grind. So Edd, and Eddy, right? They was on their grind day in, day out. Focusing on the bread, right? Them niggas created their own businesses, cuz. They was focusing on getting to that bad. They was focusing on getting that candy every single day. They wasn't focusing on no hoes, bride, pussy, sex. It was not stressing that. Now look, here's the red pill truth, and this is why I be telling y'all every day as a man, you gotta get to the grind. You gotta always improve. You gotta love the grind more than you love your female, like your female. You get what I'm saying? That's how you keep her. When you love yourself and you love the grind more than her, that's how you keep her. Because you love elevating. That's what she loves. She loves seeing a man elevate day in, day out, grinding day in, day out. It turn her on. The pussy get wet. You know what I'm saying? It's in her DNA. So look, Edd, and Eddy, right? They never focused on these women. They never did. But because they didn't focus on women, they was always focusing on what they desired and wanted out of life. Here come these 3 whores, right? They called canker girls. I know y'all remember them 3 sluts and that shit, man. They weren't sluts, but they were females, 3 females that liked Edd, and Eddy. So the reason these females liked Edd and Eddy so much compared to the other guys, because it was some handsome guys in that show. It was some pretty rad looking dudes, but for some reason they always liked Edd and Eddy. It's because Edd and Eddy were always on their shit, always on their grind. Edd and Eddy always had a goal every single day. Edd, I believe that's the name, the short one with the yellow, with the 3 strands of hair. That's the nigga who always like, so, gang, what are we gonna do today? Oh, I know what to do. Let's see if we can do this and do that to get 25 cents for a jawbreaker. Y'all remember that shit? My bad, my vibration off the charts right now. But listen, these women loved Edd and Eddy because they didn't care about nothing but the grind, bro. When you stop caring about pussy, when you stop caring about women like that, and you care about the grind, you care about getting to the bag, you care about your purpose more than her, she gonna desire you, bro. You feel me? Because you're focused, bro. And when you're not focusing on fucking her, when you're not focusing on getting head and all that shit all the time, cause it's gonna make her wanna fuck with you and have sex with you that much more, bro. That's how it's supposed to be as a man, bro. When you focus on the grind and purpose, when you focus on this day in, day out, trust and believe. Trust and fucking believe, bro. These women gonna be on your nuts, dog. They gonna be on your nuts. So these 3 women were called the canker girls. We gonna call them canker hoes. You get what I'm saying? And these women, every time they seen Edd and Eddy, believe it or not, they did have sex with Edd and Eddy. I swear to God. Why you think at the end they be like, they be trying to run away from the shit? You feel me? Because, you know, remember when y'all was little and somebody said, oh, you like a girl? You probably cry or get mad. I don't like girls. Right? Or you be like, girls got cooties or some weird shit. You know, that fuck ass shit when you was a jit. Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. We know you love women now, grown ass nigga. But those 3 women, right, in that show, they loved Edd and Eddy because Edd and Eddy was always on their grind and purpose. You get what I'm saying? There was truth in that. That's the ultimate red pill truth. You focus on this, you focus on your vision, right? Even when you in a relationship with a woman, when you still focusing on your grind and you still put her before that, my bad, you put the grind before her, you gonna keep her and the grind gonna keep going. You feel me? Because you keep going up in life. But when you ain't going up in life, G, and you putting all your time and energy into her instead of what's really important, that bag, you lose her and the grind, bro. So you gotta always put this first. And when you put this first, women always gonna want you, bro. Because they love to see a masculine man leading himself, knows what he wants out of life, knows his visions, consistently going for what he wants. I promise you, women will be thinking about like, damn, I'll fuck this shit out of this nigga day in, day out, every day getting to the grind. Every day this nigga don't stop uploading. You feel me? I know certain women be thinking about that shit. Feel me? Like, damn, bro, this nigga turning me on. Like, why he consistent like that? He knows what he wants out of life. He's focused. That's how it's supposed to be, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, the canker whores, right? They always came out of the blue, and they always ended up doing whatever they did with Edd and Eddy. They was fucking, because if you watch certain episodes of Edd and Eddy, right, you'll hear Edd and Eddy screaming when the canker girls come, but guess what they doing? The screen will get black. They'll be, Eddy! Guys, they're coming! Them women got what they wanted all the time. It's because Edd and Eddy was always on their grind, bro. They wasn't stunting no hoes, man. Obviously, they had to make it kid-friendly, but the truth of the matter is they hit every time, bro. Every time the canker girls got them in a spot, I seen one where they was inside the trailer park. And when they went in a trailer park or a trailer van, it's a house, right? Let me tell you what happened. The canker girls was like, come here, Smushkin. You know, they liked them niggas because out of all them niggas in the series, who did you see grind the most? Edd and Eddy. Everybody else was living a regular last life, not trying to think of how to get money, this, that, and the third. They had no goals and ambitions. They was childish. So there was the truth. There was some truth in Edd and Eddy. Go watch that shit right now. Now that you red pill in your third eye open, you'll see so much truth in these cartoons, bro. That shit is ridiculous, cuz about women, all that shit. You get what I'm saying? So look, I love you guys so much, dog. Go look at Edd and Eddy and see what their goals was every single day. They was goal-oriented kids, right? They was goal-oriented as fuck every day, plotting how we gonna get this, how we gonna get that. Every episode was about them jawbreakers. They was on a purpose. They had a vision. And that's how you got to be as a man out here. When you got a purpose, you got a vision, and you stick to it, and every day you on that shit, I promise you, women gon' pick up on that. They gonna want to fuck with you. They gonna want to sauce. They gonna want to get right with the nigga because it's masculinity. They love a man who is focused and knows what he wants out of life. Because a man who knows what he wants out of life, that's a powerful motherfucker, because he won't stop until he achieves his goal. Masculinity is your superpower. So look, I'm gonna wrap this shit up. Y'all check that shit out, man. Focus on the grind. Put the grind before your home. And guess what? I promise you she ain't gonna go. So look, I love you guys so much. Y'all stay tuned for more content. And yeah, Thug Uncle Mock gang.